When we first started, we wanted to do demonstration facilities because a lot of people haven't experienced this kind of thing before. So about 20 years ago, we got a little apartment and we had a small smart home system in that, and it was really successful, but we quickly outgrew it. So we've had this place for about 14 years now, and it's a 4,000 square foot Victorian house. We felt if we were going to invest our money in a showroom, it may as well be a property that looked good and felt like a real home rather than being sort of a warehouse with a house in it. And we wanted to be able to show everything that we did, but at different levels. So in this building, we have 3 cinema rooms, effectively, a lounge-based media room, because not everybody wants a dedicated cinema. We have a reference room with real absolute top-end electronics in, and we have this room, which we would class as our medium to high-end room. The room itself is about 5 meters by 4 meters, so a pretty standard sort of size room. Everything in it's been custom designed, so it sounds right acoustically, and you don't see any of the audiovisual equipment, and you get a really nice movie feel. So a big part of what we do is designing the rooms as well. Everything about it's got to feel cinematic. We've been doing this for a long time. We've tried a lot of different systems, and the reason we chose the system that is in this room, the main speaker system, is Crix, an Australian brand, and we wanted something that sounded like a commercial cinema. There's lots of great hi-fi sounding products, but you have to get pro cinema kit to get a pro cinema sound, and Crix does that. They're in commercial cinemas all over the world. So we chose a MX5 front array. So we have 3 speakers at the front and 2 subs, and then the IC52 in-ceiling overhead speakers, and that's driven by an Anthem MRX 1140, and everything feeds through a Sony XW7000. So we get a Dolby Atmos 5.1.4 system, and it sounds fantastic, a really different sound to our other rooms, and we love it. So once all the kit's in the room, that's sort of the first process over. Everything's screwed to walls and checked. The next step is calibration, and I'd like to think that's what separates us from some of the others in the time that we put into calibration. So Anthem comes with a great ARC system. We spend a lot of time calibrating the sound just so it feels right. It's not just about the size of the speakers and the distances, it's about tweaking the sound so it feels as cinematic as possible. So we spend a lot of time getting things right in here with the sound. The video we've calibrated to a certain level on the Sony projector, but the next step for this room is to put in a MadVR video processor. And again, it's making full use of all the kit, getting the optimum performance, and we will do an A/B type demonstration. Everything we do, we like to show this is what it's like, this is the alternative, this is what it's like, this is the alternative. And I think people are going to come and see it and see that it's well worth that additional investment. Source is really important because we do a lot of high-end cinemas, and a lot of our clients only want to stream content, which we all get. Putting a Blu-ray player in is a nice idea. The picture and the sound in particular is massively better, and we do A/B demonstrations with that too, but we have to be realistic that people aren't going to go and buy discs. So Kaleidoscope is the obvious choice. It's the only system that's A, legal, and B, reliable, that allows you to store unencrypted movies, browse through a really nice interface on screen, and play back in the highest quality. So we do that with all our demos, and it's very much an option for our clients. If you're spending 20, 30, 40, 50, hundreds of thousands of pounds, and all of that content's going from a 150 quid Apple TV or a Fire Stick, you're really limiting the potential of what it can achieve. So Kaleidoscope is well worth a sort of £10,000 starting point, but it is well worth the money because you get the most from everything else in the room. It's important to work with a distributor who knows what they're doing, because there are companies out there that will sell you very expensive things and not really know what to do with them. So it's good to work with Pulse. We've got a project on at the moment that is different to what we normally do. So whilst we do all our design in-house, it's great to be able to bounce ideas off people and say, okay, well, if we take our normal type of approach and then expand it out to either a much larger room or a different shape, it's good to have people who've got that kind of experience. So that's been really useful. We've purchased Anthem from them for many years, as well as Sony, which are the other 2 brands in here. But Crix wasn't something we'd done before. We'd done more hi-fi brands. So it was great to be able to go down to Pulse and have demonstrations, listen to what the different sounds are like. It's a similar approach to what we do for our clients that they do for their dealers. And to me, that kind of brings home the whole point of doing demonstration. We bought that because we listened to it and we liked it and it had a different sound, and we want to create that same experience for our clients. So yeah, it was a really valuable experience. Yeah, I think the biggest thing, we're generally involved too late. So people who've already got a property, you've got the room that you've got, we'd love to come and see you and talk about how we can make it into a great cinema. If you're building an extension or a new build, we'd like to be involved earlier. Because often we're involved slightly too late and the room layout, in particular window and door positions, is agreed and isn't always easy to move. If you have your door coming in like we have it here, it really constrains your seating. Or if you have a door on the short end of the room, short length of the room, again, you've either got a smaller screen or less seating. So door positions is really quite important. Now, ultimately, come and see us, have demonstrations, listen to different equipment. You've got to understand what you get for your money to make an informed choice. So demo, I think.